to all our friends in the United States, in Canada, in Thailand, in Laos, in Myanmar, Sri Lanka, in India, and our friends in Europe, and our friends in Africa as well, in South America. So good evening, good day, whichever time zone you're in. Starting a little late as I was working on a project and working on ChatGPT to come up with the image that's on this first title here. So I'm going to do a quick chanting and then followed by some Dharma. Okay. Yoso bhagava arahang sama sambuddho soakato yena bhagavata dhammo subhadipano yasa bhagavato savaka sangho namayang bhagavantang satamang sasangkang ime hi sagare hi acharahang aropite hi abhipusayama Satu no bhante bhagava sucira pariniputopi Pachima sanatanukham pamanasa Ime sakare tukatapana karapute patikanhatu Amha kang tikaratang hitaya sukhaya Arahang sama sambuddho bhagava Bhutang bhagavatang apivatemi Swakato bhagavata thamo dhammang namasami Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho sanghang namami Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa Iti piso bhagava arahang sama sambuddho Visa charana sambanno sugato lokavitu Anutaro purisa dhammasarati satam teva manusanang puto bhagavati Yayena vacaya vacetasava Utte pukamang bhakatang mayayang Puto badikan hatu acayantang karantare sangvaritung vapute Soakato bhagavata thamo Santitiko akariko ehipasiko Opanayiko pachatang vetitapo vinyuhiti Ayena vacaya vacetasava Tamme kukamang bhakatang mayayang Tammo vadikan hatu acayantang karantare sangvaritung vatame Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yayamatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samijipatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yatitan chatari purisa yukani ata purisa bukara Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Aunayo, pahunayo, takinayo, ansari karaniyo, anutadam punya ketang lokasati. Ayena vacaya vacetasava, sangke kukamang bhagatang nayang, sangko patikan hatu acayantang karantare sangvaritung vasangke. Samaya paca. Yang chiêu, ang variputan tang jawate sa patikataya unasa patikataya tang samakasawata tapasiring sapasapasanang patikataya yawate vahiri ko pinapatisatanathang at samaya pachavekitavayo bindabato padiputo so nevatavaya namataya namantanaya napipusanaya yawate va imasakaya satitiyaya panaya vihing saparatiya brahmacharya nagahaya Iti Puranan cha Vetanang Patihang Kami Navan cha Vetanang Nupate Sami Yatra cha me Pavisati Anavasata cha Pasubiharo cha Ti Atsamaya apajawe kitava yang sena sanang pariputantang yawate vasita sapatikataya unasa patikataya tang samakasa wata tapat siring sapasapasanang patikataya yawateva utu parisaya bino tanang patisara nara matang atsamaya apajawe kitava yo kilana pachaya peshasha parikaro paributo so yawateva upananang vayapatikkanang vetananang yati Kanania matago sarena jatansa dampatang api samecha sako husu sasu wacho chusu anatumeni santu sako chasuparo cha paki chocha sarhuvuti santintrio chani pako cha baka bokore so nurikito na chakotang samachare kenji yene when you put it povito yong sukino wakimeno do sape satapa fatu sikita ye keji puna patati tasawata wara was sa tika wa ye mahanta wa masimara saka anukatura tita wa ye cha atita ye cha tre vasanti avitre Putawa sampavesi wa sapesata pavantu sukitata na paro paraniko peta na timenyeta katachi nang kichi payarosana patika sanya nanya manya satukang isiya matayatani yang putam ayusa eka putam arurake evan pisa puputusu mana sapaye pani manang may tancha sarupa kasaming mana sapaye pani manang utang atau jatirian cha asampatang aberang asapatang ti tancharang ni senowa sayanowa yawata sabikatamito etang setting atek taya promametang viharang itamhu ti tencha anupakama silawata sanena sampano kamesu venaya ketang nahi sutukapasayang parare ti Kasa tawara ta yena katang sapang aparatang kamata me pande wandami pande jeti yan sapang sapata ta ne supatitang sa ninikanta tumai ha poting puttarupan sakaratang ahang matami tatayo ahang matami sapaso I jetang ratanata yang ahang matami sapata buta busamaha te savanto dhamma busamaha panyo sangha busamaha pokabaho puttantamang sangkan sibitam yavat niparang saranang katami Parisoto ahampande parisoto timang putto tammo sanggo taretu sape sata huntu avera suka sivino gatam punyam parang mai hang sape paki bhavantute Puttan sanang kasami Taman sanang kasami sangkan sanang kasami tuti yampi puttan sanang kasami tuti yampi taman sanang kasami tuti yampi sangkan sanang kasami tati yampi puttan sanang kasami tati yampi taman sanang kasami tati yampi sangkan sanang kasami That was the quick chanting. We are hitting the evening hours, 6 p.m. So in another half an hour, we should be having some meditators coming in. We actually have a new practitioner in here today. Before we start, may I ask you, um, do you mind being on camera? Are you okay with being on camera or not? If not, I can keep the camera away from you. Okay, all right. Okay.
I did a TV show on spiritual stuff for 30 years.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
cool hand.
All right. Excellent.
35 years, but long time.
Yes, as long as this temple's been here.
We used to bring in guests, Buddhist monks,
Hmm.
healers, mediums, all kinds of people.
Mm.
If they were interesting, I met them. I asked them to come on the show.
Mm. Yeah, that's interesting. All right. All right. I'm going to do the Dhamma. So it'll be in English. Um, so before I start with today's Dhamma, Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Buddhang dhammang sanghang ganuttara upasayang namasami. So today's Dhamma will be quite interesting. Again, it always seems to come up when I'm doing my Bindabata rounds. Is maybe it's just my mind just likes to think about what the Buddha is talking about in his teachings. Why it came about was not sure. Maybe it was just something that I saw during the news. Um, so one of the things I saw was the headline was that China was making some EVs and is going to crush Tesla, which is made in the United States. And one of the things that I had seen before was how dismissive the owner of the Tesla was of how Chinese products are. They're cheaply made. There's a belief is that, but um, I clicked on it to see what kind of vehicle they're talking about, and just seeing what kind of going down the rabbit hole, I guess you can say. And what I noticed was that um, the the insides, the person reviewing it wasn't paid because there are laws that actually don't allow for those cars, the Chinese made EVs, to even be on the road. That was the disclosure, was that they had to get it in Alaska and test it out in Alaska in a remote place where they could secretly film it and review it. And they were very shocked and surprised at how fast the vehicle would charge. The material it was actually, they said it was a very high quality, of a good quality. It wasn't as cheaply made as we're told. So it's one of those things where I started thinking about it as we were walking and relating it to Dhamma was that I had somebody close to me who was he said he was a very good meditator, and he was actually a monk at one point, but he wasn't a monk for long. So I've been a monk for almost 3 years now, a little over 3 years, and he he said that he was able to see different realms, and he said that so he claimed all these things there, which I held with a grain of salt. But still, it's like I was like, I guess so, because being close, like maybe he's not lying. But he said he was able to do these things here and see people from far away and communicate with them, communicate with the dead. And there are people who said that before too. And I'm over here struggling in meditation, like can I even do these things here? Well, I just doing it. I'm still just doing it. Whether I'm doing it wrong or not, I'm actually enjoying it. Well, the thing is, like, the idea is that you got this, but yet coming out of meditation, even interacting with him. Now, this has been some time now. He was still hot-headed. He was still really angry. Still angry at the world, still angry at how he could, how is it that everybody has these things? It doesn't fall in place to him. Why doesn't he have a good job? He's doing all the things. He's not killing anybody or doing anything wrong, he says, but yet he's having a difficult time. But yet I'm over here struggling with meditation, but yet things are falling very easily for me. I would have to say. I mean, like getting food is not difficult for me. Um, Being in a nice place where I'm around nice people, it's not difficult for me. I'm not seeing the difficulties and the hardships that he sees. It doesn't make sense for me. And one of the things I noticed that was because he was those who attained those things that are regarded as high, as like these like psychic abilities or magical abilities, that he just stopped. He stopped doing the things that you should keep doing, which the Buddha teaches is to keep giving, to actually continue practicing meditation and actually staying morally ethical and keep doing that. But yet it seems like he has stopped and reversed and actually going backwards. Um, Trying to even get him involved to to even come to the temple and participate in our monthly events, which is called takbat, or giving into the alms bowl. Um, it's a chore to even get him here from those people who are close to me. So when you've attained something like that, it's like you've stopped. And we have the wrong view that when we get these things that are beyond normal, what we are used to is normal, that we're just stopping. We've hit perfection. And the thing is that it's a wrong view. We as people, not fully enlightened, are surrounded with views, the world views, and it changes us. And we have views. So we, even as monks, still have views. Um, what is right view is something that we have to talk about in a later chapter in discussion. But we have views, and right now they may be wrong, and it leads us a different way. And so until we can actually have no attachment to any of our views, that would be more in line with the right view, giving things up, letting things go, and not having defilements cloud our minds. So I saw that in the Bindabach as walking, and I was thinking about how um, the United States, in which I live in, and I care for dearly, um, we were known for our manufacturing and what we did in the industrial world. But it seems like we've just stopped as a country, and we're more into services and outsourcing and going to different places and relying on other places for the material that we used to make. And for whatever reasons it may be, I'm not going to go into that. But the thing is, it seems to have stopped, and it rested on what you were known for. And many companies do that too. They do it, they get a name for themselves, and they just stop. So apparently, what I'm hearing is even Toyota, known for being uh, basically almost indestructible, hundreds of thousands of miles on the odometer. And now I'm seeing things like the Toyota Tacoma, which was supposed to be lauded as the pinnacle of trucks, um, and it's going in for after less than 20,000 miles. It's in the shop with a whole engine rehaul, redoing. They have to redo it. Um, so that there is that where we attain something and we just let it go. And the Buddha says in, if I can recall where exactly I've seen it, but there is the saying that the enjoyment of the Dhamma Vinaya, living with the Dhamma Vinaya and enjoying the Dhamma Vinaya. I believe that's the Ovad Patimokkha, the second verse of it, where a monk who enjoys the Dhamma Vinaya. So the Dhamma is the, you could say, the philosophy, and the Vinaya is actually the rules, the discipline. So enjoying the discipline, enjoying the philosophy, the theory of it, putting it to test, and seeing Dhamma as it comes, the reality of it. Uh, that is the practice, basically. The entirety of the practice, enjoying that is um, when we enjoy it, we can see, or should be able to see, that we feel like we get to a certain point, but there's a higher level. So there's jhanas, meditative absorptions. When we get to a certain point, we shouldn't stop there. That's sort of like resting on your laurels, so resting on something that you accomplished, took a long time to get to, but you just stopped. So should try to continue and increase, because there's more levels of meditation absorption. So there's a second level, third level, and fourth level. And once you've attained the fourth level of meditation, there should be, according to the suttas, enlightenment. The person who is enlightened can easily go in and out of those stages quite readily and quite easily. Um, the the practice that we have, the threefold practice, I also see people who practice for the laity. It's the threefold starts with generosity, moral ethics, and meditation. Some people just come in with they do something very difficult for them to come into a temple or anywhere to give to others. because they've attached so much to it, and they give $400, $500, or whatever it is there. When it gives something that's quite a bit for them. I mean, they may not make a lot of money, and so this is a lot for them. And then they stop, and that's the end of it. They're no longer trying any further. This is where they're resting on this one idea that they've made enough, they've done enough, and the only time they'll come back is when they're in trouble again. So now they're doing it for the fact that they want a reward, because after they've done something like that, usually they get this meritorious reward for good karma, and it comes in, and then they're like, oh. I no longer have to go to the temple anymore. I got a lot of money. I hit the lottery, whatever it may be, and they stop. So I have seen that, and it happens quite regularly. Again, that's diluted with wrong view. Even morality, stopping with they're like, oh, I'm not killing anything, but yet they went off doing something else. Um, or they're like, oh, I'm married, I'm faithfully married here, and not cheating, okay, but yet they're still going off and breaking other precepts. So it's where do we stop? We shouldn't stop. We should enjoy it. Enjoy practicing. It's in the enjoyment of the discipline itself, the Vinaya. So your 5 precepts are your Vinaya. You should enjoy that. Actually, take part in where are my blind spots where I would actually get angry or lust over something, even as something as simple as the internet, or something as simple as uh, a food. We have many rules in the Buddhist Vinaya for the monastic rules. A good portion of it is on just food alone, how to handle food, because it is addictive. We need food to survive. But I see it when I go around. I walk around. It's like, ooh, I love potato chips myself. I see potato chips, like, ooh, I see the salivation's coming up. Like, oh, I'm aware of this. Oh, okay, there it is. But before, I would just grab a bag of chips, just eat. But now I have to control this. So where are your blind spots? Right now, I don't have blind spots. Well, not in terms of the chips, but I may have a blind spot somewhere else, and I have to be careful with that. I may not be blatant about potato chips like I used to, but it's probably somewhere else. I, I think I may be blind to it. So somebody may be able to point it out for me. So having a good teacher lets us know that. You have a blind spot somewhere. They'll test you. Oh, okay, there it is. All right. So we should enjoy this, the discipline itself. And the Dhamma is the practice of looking at your mind, understanding what causes what causes karma is your actions, where the defilements that lead you to cause those actions, to act upon them, how your mind shapes those things in order to make those actions, and then your body actually reacting or even giving cause to the reaction itself. Again, all these causes and conditions that the Buddha was talking about, leading to rebirth, leading to um, the birth of this type of version of this person that you say is me, this myself. That is what the Dhamma is. Can we enjoy that? Can you enjoy looking at that and seeing it for what it is? Not hating it. Oh man, my mind thinks this way. You don't want to hate your mind. It's normal for your mind to do that. You've had many lifetimes of conditioning from before, and we're just reconditioning our mind so that we don't act out the same way that we normally would have. That's the enjoyment of the Dhamma. So when you enjoy the Dhamma, when you enjoy the discipline, especially in seclusion, then you will see what the Buddha is talking about. Many times we don't seclude ourselves. We should enjoy finding a place that's where you can actually just sit down and enjoy your breath. Sit down and not taking those sights and be moved by all the different thoughts of the past, constructing a future from what you see. Just looking out there into space, we call spacing out. Some people would say you're not doing anything. Or some people would think that the only way to get that is to be on maybe a mind-altering drug. But it can be done through just meditation alone. Our bodies are known to make our own versions of drugs, even painkillers, endorphins. Our own body makes it. So we make drugs. in ourselves. So can we do that? Is what you want to do. Ask yourself this: am I being moved by my mind? Am I being moved by my kilesas or defilements? Remember, it's the three defilements of anger, lust, and or anger, greed, and delusion. The two, anger and greed, they're the they're the ones that we should focus on, especially as a layperson. Delusion comes more for a enlightened person who's trying to attain enlightenment. That's what they're trying to get delusion out of. Get rid of delusion. So when we are practicing those two most obvious and um, very difficult to get rid of defilements of greed and anger, they will lessen, and then anger will become irritation, and the greed will become more of a lust or more of a enjoyment. The enjoyment. So as if you're enjoying something, it's a sense pleasure. That's a form of greed. But it's gotten lessened. But if you have too much greed, you will act out to get what you wanted. So this is what we have to train for. Train our mind to see it when it comes. Can we stop it? This is Dhamma Vinaya. In your training of your precepts, it helps for you to actually see it because you're clearing yourself of the two of greed and anger. You're starting to clear it physically. And then when you sit in meditation, you should be able to notice it. And the best way to notice it is to be in a nice secluded place, nice and quiet, and doing the most mundane thing that you think is. So we do breathing. We even add a mantra, putto, here in this temple. Or you can count 1 through 5 and descend 5 to 1 with each breath in pairs. When you count up 1, breathe out 1, breathe in 2, breathe out 2. It's very boring. Your mind thinks it's boring. And it will start chasing, making up stories, trying to find something to occupy because that's all we've been trained to do, conditioned to do for a long time. And we have to enjoy the reconditioning. Each time you do something, you're making karma. Whether good or bad, you become part of it. You create this new being. So with this Dhamma, I'm going to end so that we can enjoy the practice, enjoy our meditation, and continue practicing and not stopping at one point when we think we've gotten there. Think that it's great. This is always another step. You can always go for more. So may you be happy, may you be well, may you enjoy the bliss in Maya and attain it. Satu. So it's about 6:25. Our meditators should be coming in pretty soon. Do you have one here? Do you mind reminding me what your name is again?
I'm sorry.
Your name again?
Kenneth Tunas.
Oh, Ken. I remember now. Yeah. So, um, no, no. Oh, okay. No, no, you can stay there. You can stay there. I'll speak a little bit louder. Oh. Yeah. I'll I may have to put on the speakers for the um so that way you can hear. Yeah. I'm a little bit I speak more in a softer tone.
You're used to talking to that, not to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Um so uh you said that you haven't meditated or you have.
Really. If somebody does a guided meditation, I'm instantly gone. If I try and do it myself, no.
Hmm. Okay.
If that makes sense.
I understand. Yeah.
Not to me, but
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like the training wheels, you know. It's like riding a bike with training wheels.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think if you look at it that way, guided meditation is the training wheels, right?
Okay.
And but you gotta take those training wheels off now, you know,
Yes.
at
Yes.
some point,
No, I agree.
right?
That's
So
why I'm here.
yeah. So you want to develop a skill that makes it more fun for you, so not afraid anymore. Take the wheels off, and you can actually take it off yourself and say it's time to go.
Something scared me when I was a very small baby, and I put a big suit of armor on around my body. I'm trying to get rid of that armor
Hmm.
so I can be my true potential. Does that make sense?
Hmm. Mm. Yeah. So we'll work. We'll guide together, and whatever you find useful, you can apply. Yeah.
It's the hammer.
I was building a little library. So I was sitting in here, I was bringing the tools. I'm gonna put it away over there.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
couldn't imagine.
No, I have a little saw here too, and saw blade. And I was doing some work out there. Yeah, it's coming along pretty good. It's almost ready to be displayed out there. So I was just doing a I brought some of the more material over, and I just need to stain it. A little different from the last time with all the people here.
Yeah, yeah, very much so.
Mhm. All right. Mhm.
Once in a while, I'll go down to the other monastery in Cumberland, but not very often.
The Zen Center.
I helped them build it.
Oh yeah, that Zen Center.
Mhm.
That Zen Center in Cumberland.
Many years ago.
Hmm. Was it more you helped them with the electrical work?
No, I was putting down the hardwood floors,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and I went back there last year or something. It's kind of interesting to sit on the floor that I put down.
Yeah, it's your great meritorious deeds to help out that. I'm gonna see if I can turn on the speakers.
Okay.
Yeah, to see if that'll help project my voice a little bit. Uh, well, I don't think that's happening. Okay, that's not working. Not working. I have the certain receiver to allow for it to go from here over to the speakers. I don't know what I did with it. Mm. All right, it's about 6:30. They may not show up. And if they do, we're going to be starting there. Okay. All right. So when we're sitting on our chair, or we're going to be starting our meditation. If you're sitting on a chair, you want to try your best not to lean back if you can. But if not, that's it's not an issue either.
Not to lean back.
Nope, not to lean back because you're going to be aware of yourself. You want to be really aware if you're going to be if you're too drowsy. You want to be aware of the drowsiness. You want to be aware of the the fact that your mind is going to start racing different places. So you might have a different posture when you're sitting. What happens to me is when I'm too tired, I notice that my back rounds up and I start leaning forward like that, even on a chair. Or if I lean back, I'm too comfortable and my head will start tipping a little bit. So we want to be aware of this body, be aware of the body, how it reacts, how it moves. Um, Once you're aware of that body, you can start focusing in on the mind after. So the body is the easiest one to detect. So that's what you want to be aware of. So sitting on your chair, back as straight as possible, and your head just nice and relaxed. So you notice that if your head is out of the position that it was in this normal position now, it's probably due to being too comfortable, too relaxed. And you might want to start switching your body. Our normal tendency is to start moving our body. The second thing to do is, if you want, you can close your eyes. And we're going to start taking our deep breaths in and out. You're going to calm the mind. Two more deep breaths. Very good. We're going to now go back to normal breathing. Breathe normally as you would through your nose. And we're just going to add a little mantra. We're going to do the breath. So being aware of the breath. So when you breathe in, you can use something simple like put. When you breathe out, you say to in your mind. It basically means this, you're telling yourself to stay awake. If you want to, you can say stay awake in your mind, whichever is more comfortable for you. If you want to use the Pali term of Buddha or Buddha, meaning to be awake, stay awake. Or if you're more comfortable in your native tongue, so you tell yourself to stay awake. And if you have to adjust your body, you want to be mindful of your body movement, how you adjusted your body, which part moved, and go back to your breath. If your mind is already losing track of that, just give yourself a little gentle reminder to go back to your breath, back to your mantra, the way you breathe. And each time you catch yourself losing track, it's a good thing, it's a good sign. It means you're being mindful. It is very possible for you to go several minutes before you catch yourself. Probably lost in a dream, lost in some kind of thought, lost in overanalyzing. Sometimes we overanalyze our breath. So we've just done 2 minutes and you probably lost your breath, lost your mantra already. So you want to bring it back again, reminding yourself. And if it keeps happening over and over, it seems like you're noticing that your mind is just not still. This calmness is not there. Don't get upset with yourself. You've just noticed something about your mind. So you can, through conscious effort, be aware of how you breathe. You can change the way you breathe. This changes the mantra. Could be long, could be short. You notice the quality of your breath when it comes in, it comes out. Even the way it sounds in your mind, the way your voice sounds in your mind. Is it your voice? Is it my voice that you're hearing right now? Maybe it's another monk's voice, a teacher's voice, telling you to stay with Buddha, or breathing in, breathing out, or stay awake. This is your mind is at work. And you want to bring enjoyment to staying with something simple. Make it a little game for yourself. Can I go another minute? Can I do 5 breaths before I lose Buddha, before I lose breathing in, breathing out, before I lose stay awake? The reason for the Buddha saying that this is your base, this form of meditation, the breath meditation is the base, is very easy. To calm your mind is based on calming, letting go of things, and not having you use so much energy on thinking and constructing ideas. There are other forms of meditation that require this excessive thinking. It still keeps you calm and you stay on topic, but there's a lot of thinking involved. So we stick with this breathing in and out to calm the mind, be aware of how we think, and also get insight from it. When your mind is calm, some thoughts may arise. Was that a kilesa? Was that lust? Was that anger? And you have to be careful of sticking with that. Now, if you've attached too much, you start making up stories. Oh yeah, that breath was 5 breaths ago. I saw that. It made my heart race. I felt sweaty. I didn't feel calm. And you have a whole bunch of stories happening. So you've attached to that story the sankhara, and it's already suffering. And you didn't even realize that. So if you're stuck on stories, let it go. The insight should be pretty quick, momentarily, and let it go. Really enjoy the breathing in and out. Breathing in and out isn't just at your nose anymore. It spreads throughout your entire body. And your skin is breathing in and out. Even at your hands and fingertips is breathing in and out. And a molecular level, science, we call that respiration. We can inhale in inspiration and exhale, expiration. The whole process is respiration. On a macro level, we notice it through our nose, going down windpipe into our lungs. In a micro level, our cells are breathing in and out as well, exchanging gases. So this is how you're able to feel or experience breathing in and out, even on your skin, on your hands, and your feet, and your hair, outside and inside. Sometimes you call that energy flow. Call it what you will, but it's an experience that you can note for yourself. You can try this. If you're not getting a full breath, it could be due to your posture. So adjust your posture. This is part of breathing. My back is more straight. I have a deeper breath. My chin is a little higher. I have a deeper breath. My back is rounded. My breath is deeper, but I'm tired. So these are things you can observe. You don't want to stick with it and attach. Just observe and bring it back to your mantra. So meditation and samadhi should be fairly easy. You shouldn't have to be scrunching your eyebrows as you try to focus. It takes a lot of energy out of you, scrunching your eyebrows, trying to telling yourself, stay awake, stay focused. There's a lot of energy there. So just note it and bring it back to the mantra. Relax your eyebrows. You don't have to squint so much. Let it become natural. And we change up your breath. If you're noticing the constant loss of the mantra, breathe in fast, breathe out fast. It could jolt you up for a little bit while you're doing that. Then you bring it back to normal. Sometimes we enjoy it a little too much and we get too tired of the object that we're supposed to stick with. So you want to really stick with it and enjoy and be immersed in this breath, conscious, fully conscious, seeing it in its entirety coming in, seeing its entirety coming out, and even noticing the little gaps in between transition. What happens before it turns into the out breath? What happens before that out breath turns into the in breath? That's the entirety of it. You can observe that. Make that more interesting too. We're going to be coming out of our meditation very shortly. So we don't want to rush out. We've attained this very calm, peaceful state, alert, aware, conscious. We want to come out slowly. So with our out breaths, each time we do deep in breath, out breath, you're going to be more aware of yourself, this body. The next one, you might want to wiggle your toes a little bit, scrunch your sphincter muscles, maybe put some awareness in your fingertips. The next out breath, you want to open your eyes a little bit more too, getting a little light in. And the next one, again, letting more light in, being aware. This last out breath, if you want to open your eyes, start taking in your surroundings. We come out of our meditation. Very good. Good job. All right, we succeeded in our sitting meditation. We're going to do our walking meditation. So Ken, you're welcome to just sit there. If you want, you can. If you want to turn your chair, you can. If you want to turn your chair so you can see us, we're gonna be walking back and forth this way. So I prefer you sit if you can. Okay. And I'll stay closer to you so you can hear me as I'm guiding.
Half the time I couldn't hear you.
It's okay.
No, I couldn't hear you. You were talking about a mantra.
Yes.
I never heard it. I never knew what it was.
Oh yeah. It's a very simple thing that you keep in mind. That's all you do.
I never heard it. I
Yeah.
never heard what you said.
All right. What did you use for your mantra then?
I didn't.
No?
I didn't know what to do.
Oh. All right.
Sat here.
Okay. Did you watch your breath?
I was a little bit aware of my breath, yes.
Okay. That's a good thing then. So you were with it.
But half the time I just couldn't hear you. You got to get your microphone working.
Yeah, we do. We need somebody who's skilled in
Yeah, not me.
yeah. All right. Oh, my legs got stiff. Oh. Yeah, numb.
Got a cramp?
No, it just got numb. I sat a little too long in that one position. Yeah. All right, here we go. All right. If you want to turn your chair a bit. Okay. Yep. So you can just so that you can face us. Yep. There you go. Okay. So we are going to work on the 5 parts of the body. There are 32 parts in Theravada Buddhism, but we're going to work on 5. And the reason for the 5 parts of the body, this is an active meditation. You're going to be actively observing in your mind 5 parts of your body. The reason is because we hold a sense of self. We say, this is me. And we identify the body as me. But when we take a look at for what it is, you're going to notice that it's really not you. Okay? But you're going to have to observe this yourself. So the 5 parts, the hair of the head, the hair on your body, your teeth, your nails on your fingers and your toes, and your skin. Those are the 5 parts of the body. And it actually becomes your mantra. So we say hair of the head, hair of the body, teeth, nails, skin. Hair of the head, hair of the body, teeth, nails, and skin. So we're going to use that as a mantra in our breathing. So when we breathe in, hair of the head, hair of the body, teeth, nails, skin. So when you're breathing, align it with those words. So here we're going to be doing our walking. We're going to align it with our steps. But for you, if you're sitting at home and you're doing your breathing meditation, continue it as you're breathing. In breath, you're saying here the head. Out breath, here the body, teeth, nails, and skin. So for walking, we're going to be keeping our eyes slightly down, observing about 3 to 4 feet in front of us. And we're going to align our stepping with those words. Here the head, here the body, teeth, nails, and skin. When you get to your end point and walk, turn around and keep the mantra. Keep this mantra going. You're reminding yourself, here the head, here the body, teeth, nails, skin. Align it with your breath. For us who are walking, align it with your sleeping. Now that this has been really etched in your mind, we're going to concentrate on one thing at a time. So in your mind, you should be observing the hair of the head. Align it with your breath. Hair of the head. Hair of the head. And you're going to be actively observing, recalling your hair. The hair on your head. You've seen it. It might be short, it may be long, it may be vibrant in color, it may be silky, or it could be dull, turning white, frayed at the edges, short, oily. Any of those things, you can observe this in your mind. You've seen it many times already. This is hair in the head. "15 years ago, the hair was dark, vibrant. It was." Can you say this is me? If this is true, you would keep that hair the same color, and it would be that way forever. "5 years ago, we start seeing whites in our hair. We try to dye it, take some medicine, supplements. There's a lot of suffering involved with attaching to a version of me that was 15 years ago. What is me? Some of us have it, some of us don't, lost it. Like at this very moment. 5 minutes ago, it was nice and clean. Came out of the shower. Already, it already has oils on it. Trap some dirt. So I identify with hair as me, but you have no control over it. So it's not yours. So this is hair of the head. We brush our hair. It's all over our comb and brush. Try to take it off and plant it back on your head. The follicle's still there. You try to shove it back on your. It's a lot of work. Costs money. No, we just let it go. It's the reality of hair of the head. It's falling off. It's on your brush. You don't say this is me. It's just hair. This is the reality of hair of the head. We can release this from your mind now. And we're going to go to the second part, hair of the body. So in your mind, as your mantra, breathing in hair of the body, hair of the body, hair of the body. And you're now observing it in your mind, the hair of the body. We can start from above at your neckline. You have hair on our chest. Some of us don't. You can go to our armpits, our arms. You can observe this. Even in quick succession, you can quickly glance in your mind the hair on your body. You've seen it. And on your back, you might have observed it. They come in different lengths, different thicknesses, different shapes. And this is hair of the body. It's very similar to hair of the head. Your head gets caught on your clothing. Some on parts of the body that we say is not beautiful. We go through many is to try to beautify the body, thinking that getting rid of it beautifies the body. And sometimes people actually want to keep hair in the body to beautify themselves, identify this is me. And this hair in the body is not yours. This is me. I don't like hair in my armpits. So you shave. Well, it's going to come back. Sometimes we don't have hair on our body. We want hair on our body. We'll take supplements. Suppose the hair grows back, it falls off. It's not yours. We lost the hair on our body because we don't have it. Try to attach it back on, so it's not yours. And suppose you don't like it, comes back. Still, again, it's not yours. So you can't identify it as me. You see what it is. And let go of the hair of the body. Now, touch. So breathing in and out, concentrating on the teeth. You may even add it dental. The Pali word is tanta. So say dental in your mind, breathing in and out. Or as we're walking, dental. Just to keep in your mind that you're concentrating on your teeth. You can use your tongue to observe it. You don't even have to use your mind. You have incisors, upper and lower, and they're different shapes. We have canines, again, upper and lower, different shapes. We have the premolars. So you can feel that these teeth are all different. We identify ourselves with a perfect smile. You might feel a little gap here and there in between your teeth. Because there's this gap, you don't like it, so it's not me, so you want to fix it. Even if you fixed it, if it was yours, it would stay on forever. You can easily lose it to disease, cavities, certain injury. Anybody who's in the fighting world knows they can lose their teeth quite easily. Even hockey. We even try to keep it white. Our teeth brush so many times a day and they still yellow. They still get cavities. Brush so much that the gums irritated and they bleed. The gums protect the unexposed dentin of your teeth and becomes sensitive. Because that part of your teeth does not have enamel, it'll be more prone to disease. And your teeth will show you that this is not yours. This is not me. Teeth. You're gonna let go of this. We're gonna look at nails of the hands, nails of the feet, nails, nails of the hand, nails of the feet, nails of the hand, nails of the feet. May In your sitting position, be able to feel your nails with your fingertips if you want. Slowly observing your thumb, your index, middle, your ring, and your pinky. You can observe those nails on your hand. If you're sitting in lotus position or half lotus, you may even observe it with your hands, observing your fingertips, the toenails, the big toe and small toes, all the way down to the pinky toe. So you observe them. They're short, they're long, they're not smooth, they may be artificial, upper layer. Again, these nails, we identify with our self. This is me. I like to have long fingernails. Too long, they'll break. We want the right height, right length. So we go to a professional. They put on some nails. An esthetician puts on nails for you. Or maybe you like it short because you do construction, do work. But unfortunately, you have to cut it to keep it from breaking on you. Maybe brittle nails because of the food we eat. Or maybe you have a certain condition that makes your fingers, nails, and toenails brittle. And this is not you. It's not your nails. It's subject to disease, subject to damage. So you just observe nails for what they are. Nails are keratin, hardened, useful for as a tool, defense, offense. Right? We're going to now look at the last subject of the body, which is the skin. Breathing in and out, or walking your mind, the skin. It's the largest organ of the body. Both externally and internally, we have skin. And we can observe this, both internally, externally. Externally, we can observe it with our fingertips. Scan your body. Internally, you can use your tongue. Scan your mouth. The palate, hard palate, soft palate. Your gums. So we have skin everywhere in our body, on our body. They're all different. At the elbows, a little more rough. Palms in. And near the face, it's dull. Or it could be rough for people. Sometimes we identify with me by skin color. So we'll go out into the sun more to get more color, get the melanin. We end up turning more red. Sometimes unhealthily, getting so much that we could have skin cancer. And the skin is subject to disease, subject to change. So it's not yours. So what people identify me as through the skin. So again, you observe it. It flakes, comes off easily. It's there for protection. It has its purpose. We're going to be finishing our meditation. So when we get to the center of the room, we're going to stand facing the Buddha. If you're at home, you get to your end point, and you stand there. So for us, at the temple, standing meditation, we're going to be slowly coming out. Just like you did when we were sitting. Our last out breath. Come to. And we're going to do our final puja. Sama sambuddho bhagava Buddhang bhagavantang apivatemi to the blessed one, the worthy one, rightly self-awakened one. I render homage to the Buddha. Swakato bhagavata tamo dhammang namasami to the blessed one's teaching. And to the Dhamma. Upadipanno bhagavato savaka sangho sanghang namami to the blessed ones, disciples who have practiced so well. I bow my head to the Sangha. And let's rejoice together by saying Sadhu 3 times. we're meditating together. Satu, satu, satu. Oh, okay. All right. How are you? Good, good. I'm gonna see if any questions came up on the chat, and if you have any questions about the practice, feel free to try my best to answer them. Oh, oh. Oh, yeah.
Found what you were doing interesting. Many years ago, I was walking a labyrinth, and every breath, as I walked the labyrinth, each breath was a step. And as I'm walking it, all of a sudden, I was walking a narrow line, like something like this.
Hmm.
And as I'm walking, all of a sudden, the narrow line was big wide. And I kind of connected what you were doing to that experience. Does that make sense to you? Interesting.
Okay. Well, we can we can address that question.
Uh,
Let me see if anything came up on the chat. Um, okay, nobody asked any questions. Okay, so there's there's something that we do in meditation called absorption or jhana. So,
Optional.
or jhana or jhana. It means that you're fully absorbed in something and you really enjoy it. Okay, so we have to actually know how we got there, though. So when you were doing that, when you're observing the walking, and it was like narrow at first, and then it seemed to widen out.
Yep.
Kind of how, what was your mind when that happened? How did it happen? How'd you get there? It's kind of like if you're when we're driving. I think Ajahn Tanisro explained this here. It's like we're driving and you're in traffic. It's hot. The AC's not working. Okay. If the AC's not working, you're like, oh man, I got to get off the road. It's just not working. It's hot. So you get off the road, you go down a side street. It's so beautiful though. And you don't know which side street it was. You just went off the side street. And then you went to this place where it's like a nice wooded area and it has a pond. And it's like, I can just get in here and enjoy it. So you go and enjoy the pond and you swam in there. All right. But then you just didn't know how you got there. So if you try to look for it again, you're like, oh man, I really want to know how did I get to that place where I actually enjoyed all those things. And that's a lot of times we don't know that. We can experience something, but we don't know how we got there. So the point is when we're doing our meditation, we want to be aware of where your mind is going so you can always replicate that and always get back to it instead of just relying on some kind of luck to get you there. It happened, but what happened when you did it? So when you had that moment of when it felt like, oh my gosh, that was really nice. It expanded, the walking expanded. How did you get there though? So going forward, you're going to want to be aware of your mind and what happens so that you can get that expansion and really absorb into your meditation.
I don't know.
Well, this is mindfulness. So you have to keep being aware of it every single time. So the more you do this, you're going to be aware of, oh, how was I when I did this? How was it when I did this? And it will start expanding and becoming more expansive. It's not narrow anymore. It's not boring. At first, it's boring because it seems narrow, but then you can expand it and make it bigger, and then you get to see the enjoyment that comes with it. So you can start doing it over. You can start adding things to your
Repetition. Yeah.
yeah. So you want to keep doing things over and over again, but change it up every so often. If you hit a plateau, change it up. It's your meditation. That's why, as we said before, when you're on the training wheels, you enjoy it because the wheels are to get you there. Those training wheels are you're enjoying that. Well, then you're gonna have to take those wheels off and really do it yourself, and really be okay with falling. Really be okay with, you know, not, getting injured or whatever it is there. So those whatever was stopping you from taking the wheels off, this fear, you're gonna be okay with it. So the more you train, You don't need those extra things anymore. So this is where you want to, keep doing it
I
on your
had
own.
a couple of experiences like that. One of them was here. I well, the first time I went to a spiritualist convention down in Bristol, Rhode Island. I was there for 2 days. And on the way home, I was driving up the road and I could feel my heart just open right up. I, no reason, no
Hmm.
explanation for it. Never happened again.
Hmm.
And then one day I walked into 10 years ago, maybe. I walked into the room next door where all the Buddhas were there. And as soon as I walked in, the same thing happened. I could just feel my
Hmm.
heart open up.
So that's good.
I don't have an explanation
Yeah.
for it.
That's good. It's a good phenomena. It's a good experience that you have, but you want to replicate that over and over again. So it could be, I'm not going to label it, but it could be the experience of metta. We call it metta, like loving kindness. So
Okay.
this experience where we connect with other people and want everybody to succeed. So this your heart opens up to them. Okay. So this is like goodwill for the world. So if it's opening up like that, if that's what you may be experiencing, what did you do to get that? So the more you practice, you will start seeing how your mind was, so that way you can always experience that. So if you've experienced it said twice, now you get to look back using your mindfulness skills of meditation. You're going to be able to see and look back. What did I do to get that? And then you can just keep replicating over and over. So it's a
All I
good
did
thing.
was walk into the room.
Oh, you did other things. No, no, no. You did other things to get there. You did what we call causes and conditions. You did something to be in a condition where if you whatever you did next allowed you to experience that. So we can say, um, all I did was have this bar of chocolate, but my blood sugar spiked up in my diabetes, and now I'm urinating like crazy. I have excessive urination. I have diabetes now because I had that bar of chocolate. But what did I do before then? I must have had a chocolate or a lot of sugar leading up to that to make that condition of diabetes. So you've done things to get there. So whatever you did, the experience, you did other things to get there. So you want to replicate that. So being aware of it, being mindful, you'll start to see the next time it happens, you keep recalling, what did I do to get there? Was it the people I talked to? Was it the way, what I did during the day? Was it what I did during the week? How you ate? All these little things are causes and conditions that allow you to experience something. So look into it next time. So if you experience it again, you've already experienced it twice. If you experience it again, you want to open yourself up to say, what did I do? How did I get there? And what is this feeling? So those are the things that you can ask during post meditation. Because meditation allows you to be receptive like that. You can actually look back in time and say, this is what happened. Okay, let's test it again. Oh, this is what happened. Let's test it again. So you can do that. It will happen. So, but you have to make yourself be aware, receptive. This is through mindfulness meditation. And uh, I urge you to continue practicing using some of the techniques that we just did um, on your own, so you can experience these things again.
Yeah, I was watching him. The very deliberate steps. I couldn't hear him breathing, but I knew that with every step he was taking a breath. And that's what made me remember when I was walking on the labyrinth that every step was a breath. And that I'm not sure that's what you were doing. That what you were doing? Yeah. Yeah. So breath is very important.
Yeah, good, good. Any other questions?
I don't think so. I definitely want to go back to uh, that second practice we were doing, the 5 parts of the body. I haven't done that in a long time. I think I did it with you once before, uh, and I really enjoyed it. I find hair of the body and skin can be much harder than the other thing. And I think it's just because it's a larger area. It reminded me of trying to expand your awareness to fill the whole body and sitting meditation. You start to waver a little bit. Where I found teeth and nails and hair would be a little bit, or hair of the head would be a little bit easier, but I really like those sort of, I don't want to say dissect, but sort of similar to Four Elements meditation, and where you're sort of picking things apart. I don't always do too much in the personal time, but where I do.
Good, yeah. It's a very active meditation. So there's some that intended to calm you down, and you get happiness. You can get insight later on too. They calm you down, and then there are ones that are just actively. You can get calm later on, but you're actively
Out of
meditating.
curiosity, how many different types of meditation do you practice? Let's ask that question.
All right. So
Not how many. Then the next question would be, how many forms of meditation are there?
okay. So what I practice myself, let's count. What do I actively practice? I I do loving kindness. I do. I teach everything that I've practiced, but what I regularly do is probably three. I rotate between other ones. So main one is breath meditation because I know I have a very short attention span, and I'm trying to strengthen this attention span. Breath causes me to lose attention, but it also makes me gain more attention. Loving kindness because I was a very hot-headed person back in the day. Back in the day, I was hot-headed, and the cure for hot-headedness, anger, is loving kindness. So I'm curing myself. That's why I'm doing it. And the third one that I do almost regularly is death. Death. That I could die tomorrow or this very next breath that I could die. So the death meditation. So those are three that I practice regularly. However, I do practice other ones such as kindness, um, virtue, recollection of the Sangha, recollection of the Buddha, recollection of the Dhamma. Those I don't do as much. The elements and the parts of the body. So I'm working on kind of like 10 right now. But I focus mainly on three, but I do introduce the other ones in. There are 40 meditation techniques altogether.
That you know of, yeah.
No, the Buddha gives 40 meditation
Oh,
techniques.
okay.
And
He
you
came in to talk to me one day.
and you have four different versions depending on how you position yourself, sitting, walking, laying down, or standing. So it's 40 times 4. So it's basically 160 versions or 160 meditation techniques. So it's very interesting.
Say that again. Standing, walking, laying down.
And standing. Sitting, standing.
Sitting. Okay.
Yeah, sitting, standing, walking, laying down, and times 40. So ugliness of the body, we call asubha. There's 10 of those, and it's all based on how the body breaks apart. I go more towards I look at the end part, the death part. But when you know, after something dies, the body breaks apart. So it could be still like rigor mortis. It could be broken apart. It could be strewn apart by animals. It could be bloated. You can see blood all over the place or no blood, all different things. There's different ones. I never practiced those yet, but I try to when I go on my alms round. I see a lot of roadkill, and when I do, I try to remind myself of death that way too. But um, yeah, that's those are techniques there.
Okay.
Hmm.
And is that, well, is this being sent out to other people?
Yes.
Okay.
We have currently one person watching and probably listening. Oh, no, we have two. One on Facebook and one on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, I get to see. Yeah, they actually tune in quite a bit. A lot of people tune in and catch up and practice along with us. They enjoy it.
Well, you can't be in Smithfield, Rhode Island. God knows where they are, but
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. So I think ends the questions here. I don't see anybody else have any other questions on the chat, and I don't know if there was any questions on Facebook. I'll have to check that. I have to check this. uh, nope, I don't know how to get there. Okay, okay. Well, I don't know. I must have logged off on that phone, and I don't get on anymore. So okay, on the account. All right. So may all the viewers, yeah, may you always be happy. May you always be well. May you attain the serene bliss in Nibbana. Sat.